All right, welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Happy Monday, everybody. Yes, ignore the trash bag or the grocery bag on my head. I decided to do a thing. So we'll just go have to we're gonna have to see how that turns out. I have no idea. It was an exciting process to do it, but we'll just have to see how that turns out. But I have a few things I want to go ahead and get into today. So it is rumored. It did come out that Alshon Jeffrey is set to be released. It is not yet official. However, he is set to be released, and it came as expected. You know, it's. I mean, that's expected. Alshon Jeffrey, he's going to be released, and we didn't expect him to be on this team regardless as of the 2021 season anyway. So that's expected. Not a big surprise there. Obviously, some other things that do come into play here. Jason Kelsey is rumored to either be traded or released before the March 18th deadline. And then I want to talk about our pick six a little bit, because I know that Patrick J and I have touched on this a little bit, but I feel like because of that fact, I haven't been able to get to this in depth with you guys over the past few days, over the past week or so. So obviously the rumor is this. Obviously the rumor is, Jalen Hurts is not guaranteed the starting position, and that should not be a surprise to us. And now, because of that fact, there are rumors and reports coming out of Philadelphia that Howie Roseman and this organization are interested in Trey Lance. They're interested in a few of the quarterbacks at the top of the draft. My issue with that is this. Howie Roseman is still in the building. Now, look, I have no problem taking a quarterback at pick 6. We touched on it a little bit. I think that this draft should be used for getting playmakers. And if we do horribly with Jalen Hurts at the starting quarterback position this season, then we'll have another top 10 pick and we can draft the quarterback next season. But look, if they take a quarterback at pick 6, they cannot fuck this guy like they fucked Carson Wentz. My worry is this, and I touched on this briefly before in previous streams. Howie Roseman does not know how to nurture a franchise quarterback after drafting one. We clearly saw that when he drafted Carson Wentz. Look, we've seen many players who have come to Philadelphia, who have played here, who have left, and who have said and have addressed the situation regarding Carson Wentz after leaving and Doug Peterson after leaving, that the vial is still in Philadelphia. The vial meaning Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman is the vial. Howie Roseman is turning this organization into one that is a not attractive organization to come and play for. He is turning it into an organization that our current leaders and veterans who love to play here do not love playing here anymore. And we watch Zach Ertz cry at the podium. I don't think it's because it has anything to do with the contract and him possibly leaving. I heard Hunter Brody say this on Sports Talk with Broads. He's probably upset that this place was a great place to play. It had the quarterback, it had the coach, it had the offense, it had all of these things, and then Zach Ertz probably knows that it's just not that way anymore. There's so much dysfunction. And that's probably why Zach Ertz is crying. He loves it in Philly. The vial is there. And that's what pisses me off. You want to take a quarterback at pick 6? Fine, Howie Roseman, go for it. You're going to destroy that quarterback just like you destroyed our last one. King, welcome, my man. Happy Monday. Philly 500 said the same thing. We cannot fuck up Jalen Hurts with the weapons. Look, I understand, and that's something that and we kind of all agree on that. I don't know if you know Lord Bronson, Joey Shakes, Sports Talk with Broads. All of us agree. All of us are worried about this fact alone, and that is them screwing the pooch when it comes to getting Jalen Hurts support. And it is a valid worry to have. they need to go Devontae Smith. I mean, they need to get this guy playmakers. Here's my thing. I think that there's two ways that they can have success, that they can have a successful first round and second round. And that includes, you address the wide receiver position, you address the cornerback position. It doesn't matter which way they go. It can be successful. And I'll touch on this for a second. You take Devontae Smith at 6, you get Asante Samuel Jr., with the second round pick. Or J.C. Horn. Hopefully he falls, but it seems like he's rising. I mean, both cornerbacks have risen, but if you get the cornerback there at pick 37, it's good. Look, King wants Jamar Chase. Yeah, no, and look, I have nothing against Jamar Chase. My point is this: it's either Jamar, get a fucking playmaker, It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Devontae Smith. It can be Jamar Chase. It can be Kyle Pitts. Get one of those three guys, and I think that they'll be okay. But here's the thing too: if they take Patrick Surtain or Caleb Farley at 6, it's possible for them to have Terrence Marshall drop to 37. It is possible for that to happen. If Terrence Marshall drops to 37, you grab Terrence Marshall as if you are a fucking Raven. I'm not even kidding. Miami is going to get Devontae Smith. Yeah, that's another thought as well. Miami is going to go with that pick at 3. And Patrick J and I did a little bit of a mock before we actually started the mock the other day. And that's kind of our general consensus is we think that Miami is going to get a playmaker for Tua over there. So that's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think. I mean, either way, the theory holds is they need to address the wide receiver position and they need to address the cornerback position with those first 2 picks. That is my point. Here's the thing though. A lot of reports are coming out that the Eagles are interested in taking a quarterback with the 6th pick overall. And it is worrisome. Just as much the worry meter is just as high as the weapons for Jalen Hurts worry meter. Reason being is because look, I can commit to Jalen Hurts and I can commit to Justin Fields or I can commit to Trey Lance. But Howie Roseman will fuck this guy up. He doesn't know how to nurture a franchise quarterback. That's plain and simple. And that's the worry. That is the worry. That's something that we need to address because look, Philly 500 also said this. Is if they take a quarterback, we're going to be screwed. We're going to be screwed for years to come. We're going to be screwed for years to come if they take a quarterback. As long as Howie Roseman is in this building, we're going to be screwed for years to come. And Philly 500, I absolutely love Philly 500. And he went ahead and said that he wanted significant change. And the only significant change that he saw that could have been made is getting rid of the GM. And that is the significant change that we need. This franchise is not going to change until that man is gone. Nobody trusts him. Nobody likes the direction that it's going. It's turning into a very corrupt organization. It's turning into a untrustworthy organization. It's turning into a dysfunctional organization. And the head honcho, to be completely honest with you, is Jeffrey Lurie. And Howie Roseman is the face of the franchise. It has nothing to do. It doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Howie Roseman's the face of this franchise. And he will continue to be until he is out of the fucking building. And it goes back to puppetry, right? Getting Nick Sirianni, getting all these young coaches that they can tell what to do. Furthermore, that's what I believe. That's now that we know what we know, I've come to believe that. I didn't then, but I do now. I do certainly now. So it's a scary thought. It's a really, really, really scary thought. Because they need to figure out something. They need to figure out something. Because honestly, I don't think Jeffrey Lurie gets rid of this guy. Regardless of how this season goes. I really don't. And we know what Jeffrey Lurie said. Getting rid of Howie Roseman hasn't even crossed my mind. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. It really has. It really is. That's a huge fucking problem. Because we saw what he did to Carson Wentz. We saw what he did to Doug. Like, Doug did what he did to himself, but Howie had some influence in that. You know what I mean? Howie didn't like the coaches that he was bringing in. You know, it's this. They didn't talk for 8, 9, 10 weeks out of the season, 11, 12, whatever the hell it was. You would think that somebody would step in at some point. And so at that point, what's the projection? The projection is this. Okay, is your GM letting this happen to sabotage the head coach because you don't like him as a head coach anymore? And then Howie Roseman goes and tries to enlist in Zach Ertz's help to keep Carson Wentz. Look, Carson Wentz isn't here anymore, and we don't need to even talk about that. Speaking of Carson Wentz, he tried to get his number 11 from Michael Pittman. There were reports that tried to make it a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. Carson went to Michael Pittman and asked if he could have the number, and Michael Pittman said he wanted to keep it. They're already trying to create drama there in Indianapolis around Carson Wentz, and then there isn't any. And honestly, I want Carson to get a new number. Carson deserves a new number. Fresh start. And I hope that he blows up the league. I hope that Jalen Hurts blows up the league. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, he's set to work out with Deshaun Watson. He's been working out with a specialty quarterbacks coach. Deshaun Watson has been putting in all the hard work. He has been not taking a day off. Jalen Hurts has been doing everything and much, much more. So really, really kudos to that guy. And I really hope that we see something special from him because if they draft the quarterback at 6, they fucked this draft. Because I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to do something special next season. I really, really do. I believe that he's going to show everyone why he deserves to be an NFL starter. The same way that Carson Wentz did. Maybe not as prolific, but he's going to do something. F Carson, I'm going to burn my jersey of him. Why, King? Why? Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're feeling right now. Obviously, Carson has some play in this entire thing, but you know, our organization screwed that man. And it's a problem. It's a problem. Like, look, I understand the frustration. You know, Carson should have acted like a man. He should have taken the higher road and should have come to Doug and said, look, we got to put this shit away. We got to put this shit behind us. We got to do what's what to make sure our team can succeed. And neither of them did that. But honestly, that's not his job. That's his job second. As the leader of the team, yes, it's his job. It's his job second. But it's Doug's first. Because Doug's supposed to be this player's coach and supposed to be this leader and supposed to be an offensive-minded head coach, and he should have had his fucking troops in order. Plain and simple. There's no denying that. There's no fucking denying that. So Alshon Jeffrey's about to get released. Psych! King says, psych! Howie Roseman, fuck him. I will always love Carson Wentz. Good. You had me there for a second. I was like, oh, that's a different tune. That's a different tune for King. Oh, NFL report comes. Cowboys hope to sign Dak. What does that even mean? Just sign the fucker. Tyler Eifert is heading to free agency, tight end. That could be a guy that we could go ahead and sign, but he might be a little bit high in there in price. All right. I think honestly with Howie Roseman, with Alshon Jeffrey going, I believe Malik Jackson's the next to go. Just going to be making too much money. Jalen Hurts putting in work. Philly's QB was in the lab working on his fundamentals. Yeah, he's working with the QB coach. Absolutely. Yeah, so there's this new NFL mock draft. It's 1 through 5. Trevor Lawrence at 1, Zach Wilson at 2, Jamar Chase at 3. So there's that for the Dolphins. And Justin Fields at 4 and Penei Sewell at 5. So it's not that far off than what we initially had. All right. King says, we just need to get younger, but I'll keep Cox and Graham. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I'm not sure if Brandon Graham is going to stay. I think that they need to try and restructure Fletcher Cox again, because that would help them a lot. Patrick J and I touched on this a little bit, King, and releasing Brandon Graham isn't going to save us that much money, but they do definitely need to get younger. He is certainly one of those guys that has been talked about in us releasing him or trading him or something. I believe that we could probably get something for him if we traded him. But we'll just have to see how this entire thing plays out. I still believe that there's a lot of craziness left to happen. Obviously, we know that. We haven't even hit free agency yet. Like, free agency is still coming. And then we still have about a month to go for the draft. So it's like, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to go on. And I'm so glad we're getting rid of Alshon Jeffrey. I swear. I know he was the rat. I know he was the rat for sure. And I hated seeing him smile after playing poorly and dropping a pass. It just drove me crazy. It just drove me fucking nuts. You know what I mean? I'll trade Derek Barnett. Yeah. Yeah, well, he's going to be making $10 million, and we'll get about $10 million back. So for releasing him or getting rid of him, Derek Barnett didn't have a bad season. He had about 6.5 sacks, but again, you want more out of your first round pick, who broke Reggie White's record at Tennessee, I think it was. So it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things. Howie Roseman's not great at drafting defensive linemen either. It's always been a thing. They need someone to manage the drafts. They need someone to manage scouting better than this guy. We have scouts, but Howie Roseman's the one picking the fucking players. He doesn't listen to anybody. And that's the problem. And this is going to be an ongoing issue. I can talk about this one until I'm blue in the face because Howie Roseman is still in Philadelphia. But I wanted to jump on here real quick. King, I'm glad that you were the one that was on here because it's always, as I always say, great conversation with you, my man. But I will be back with us. I will be back with you guys definitely tomorrow. We'll go in more depth about other things. But this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Go and check out the merch store. I got a new item on there. It is a vintage hat. It is absolutely phenomenal. DB Talking Now vintage hat. We got different colors as well. And that is streamlabs.com/DB Talking Now/ merch. But this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Have a beautiful rest of your Monday evening, my man. Stay safe, stay healthy. Go Birds, baby. You too, King. Thank you, man.